Hello, TRS-80 friends. It's time for another update from the MIDI 80 MIDI sound and interface card for the TRS-80 Model 1, and today I'm going to demonstrate real-time MIDI data recording into the Model 1, right? Again, I have connected my trusted microcorg here, so I'm going to play a couple of notes on this keyboard, and be warned, I cannot really play keyboard or piano, right? So I only can do a few chords, very primitive, very basic. And so the MIDI output data that's being generated is going into MIDI 80's MIDI data in socket, right? And from there, my new assembly machine code program here called Direct Play is going to record the data into the Model 1's memory, right? And from there we can then play it back. So it's just a very simple MIDI recorder and playback program that doesn't do any quantization or any fancy stuff like this, right? So hit 1 for record, and now let me play a few notes here. And note I always only have one hand available, right? And then hit X for exit. So now hopefully this is in memory, and we can just hit 2 for playback. Alright, and now for part 2 of this little demo. Instead of having the microcorg's output connected to the MIDI 80's MIDI input socket here, this time I have my Roland UM1 output of this MIDI interface connected to the MIDI 80's input, right? And we are now going to stream some MIDI song data that the PC laptop is playing back here into the MIDI 80 to be recorded by the TRS-80 Model 1 into memory, and from there we can then play it back, right? So shall we hit record here? And sometimes, you know, there's the data garbage in the buffer, so it just cleared its buffer, and I can hit X to end the recording. So let's start fresh, and now the buffer's empty. And now let's just, first we select the right interface here, UM1, right, and then we simply hit play. Okay, hit end the recording. Now let's see if we can play that back from memory. 2 for playback. it is playing a little bit slower than the original. I guess I still need to improve the timing a bit. But I mean, that's also data intense. There's a lot of data that's going to be streamed, both in the input and output direction. And it should automatically stop. Well, if not, then I guess I can just hit X. And with Q we get back to LDOS. So there's one capability still missing, and that's of course we gotta be able to save these songs to disk that we recorded. And I still need to learn a little bit more LDOS in order to be able to create a file from assembly code. Alright, but that's the update for now. And so I'm relieved to see that MIDI real-time data recording and at the same token also MIDI forwarding, right, of the data that was received in real-time works. So the firmware seems to be fast enough to also support the real-time recording and at the same time real-time playback of quite dense and complex MIDI data. And so yeah, we should be good to go and be able to implement something like a MIDI tracker or MIDI sequencer with that. And yeah, you notice that the playback is a little bit slower than the original, right? So I guess I still have to figure out how to improve the timing and makes it a bit tighter. Alright guys, that's it for today and thanks for watching. Until soon, stay tuned. Bye.